In the United States, we have long been grappling with issues related to nutrition and diet. A significant portion of the population has been struggling maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Recently, the country has seen a rise in chronic health conditions such as obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. This has made it increasingly clear that addressing these nutritional struggles is critical for the overall health and well-being of the population. Many Americans find it challenging to make healthy choices due to a combination of factors such as convenience, cost, and even conflicting media portrayal of what's actually a healthy option. In the United States, food companies can sometimes mislead customers with labels that claim their products are healthy or nutritious when in fact this is not the case. This is because the FDA does not have strict rules for the use of terms like natural, organic, or healthy on food labels. This often leads to confusion for consumers. For example, a product may be labeled as low fat, but still contain a high amount of sugar, fructose corn syrup, or sodium. Similarly, a product may be labeled as organic, but may still contain unhealthy additives and preservatives. In many cases, food companies may intentionally use misleading labels to market their products as healthy or nutritious. While the food safety regulations in America are generally considered to be stringent and effective, there are some criticisms of the system. One common criticism of that regard is that the system can be overly complex and burdensome, particularly for small businesses and farmers. And some argue that it's difficult for small producers to keep up with the requirements. Additionally, in recent years, it's been discovered that the regulatory system may not be as effective as it could be, particularly when it comes to detecting and responding to food safety issues. With the smaller business being unable to keep up with the rapid growth of bigger food businesses, it makes communities outside of the main market area nearly impossible to sustain within itself, making them entirely reliant on one sole producer. Often, since fresh produce takes more labor, it costs more than the artificially preserved alternatives. Additionally, the USDA does not subsidize leafy veggies in the same way as wheat, soy, and corn, for example. Some have offered a solution to this, such as a junk food tax on non-essential food items, which would mean candy, potato chips, etc., at the manufacturing level. And since 2014, the USDA has granted over $65 million to expansion programs in low-income areas. One such program is FVRX, which is a program which doctors can give produce vouchers to those deemed at high risk of diet-related diseases. The USDA has been pushing people to grow produce in home or community gardens. Another key factor the USDA has proposed due to the overall general health of Americans is the lack of physical activity. Last year I conducted a survey regarding public transportation in my area. 80% of the survey area commutes by car. 50% took 10 to 20 minutes for their commute. 30% took less than 10 minutes. 20% took over 20. 70% of the surveyed area spent over $300 on gas a month. 30% spent less than $300 on gas a month. 20% of the area said they have no access to public transportation at all. 50% stated that it is unaffordable or unreliable in their area. And 10% were overall satisfied with their public transportation. 70% of people welcome public transportation if it was made available in their area. 30% of people have no interest at all. This, in short, contributes to Americans not only walking less, but having generally less time to do things. As a result of having less time, the average American is more often to go for the easier, less healthy option. And this, in turn, contributes to the greatly enhanced number of health issues such as heart disease, obesity, and diabetes. This one ends up being a relatively easy fix, I think. Progress has already been made in the last several years towards combating this issue. And as I mentioned earlier, the USDA is actually actively working towards these. Just something I wanted to make light of, get back to making videos again. Thank you guys for watching.